if we are trying to break this cycle, right, if we're trying to disrupt it 100%, there are a couple of things we need to be aware of that are sort of subheadings when we think about the cortisol loop. And those include understanding where your gut health is, where your hormone health is, and where your brain health is. And we want to tie it to some of the most common symptoms that we see over and over that are indications that you're in a cortisol loop. So let's start with you first. If you are experiencing fatigue of any kind, right? You're tired, or what was easy to do is now taking a heroic effort. Number one sign that you're in some kind of cortisol loop. A second one is you cannot think, you cannot focus, you cannot process information the way you once were able to. You have some level of brain fog or ADD or ADHD. You might be, you guessed it, in a cortisol loop. If you are starting to see belly fat or belly fat is coming and going, you're in a cortisol loop because that chronic stress response is signaling your liver and your insulin to store fat. You're in a cortisol loop. All the different hormonal symptoms, early PMS, perimenopause, menopause, having trouble getting pregnant. Again, these are all signs that you may be swimming in this cortisol loop. And last, but certainly not least, are all the diseases of inflammation, right? The skin flares, the autoimmune flares, joint pain, muscle weakness. You might be in a cortisol loop. So many symptoms that we see day in and day out in practice are tied back to this physiology around cortisol, how it started out high, how it dropped down to being low, how there's more cortisol hyperresponsiveness, and how people simply cannot find their way out of it.